Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss out on the most fascinating stories in the world of coins and currency. Today we're diving deep into an incredible story about a coin that's turning heads across the collector world, and it might just be hiding in your pocket or old coin jar. We're talking about the legendary 1787 to 1999 Washington quarter dollar with the D mint mark. That's right, a coin minted in Denver that's become one of the most intriguing pieces of numismatic history, and believe it or not, one of these coins recently hit the market with a staggering value of $67,849. Yes, you heard that right, $67,849 for a single quarter. So what makes this coin so special? Where did it come from? Why is it worth so much money? And how can you tell if you have one? We're going to break it all down step by step, and by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for and why this coin is creating such a buzz in the coin collecting community. Let's start with a little bit of history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It was meant to be a one-year commemorative issue, but its popularity made it a permanent part of U.S. coinage. From that point on, over the years, the design remained relatively unchanged. On the obverse side, you'll find the profile of George Washington facing left, a timeless and iconic image that has stood the test of time. On the reverse, from 1932 to 1998, the design featured a majestic eagle with wings outstretched, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, symbolizing peace through strength. But something interesting happened in 1999. That was the launch of the 50 State Quarters program, a massive initiative that began issuing different reverse designs representing each U.S. state. The first state featured was Delaware, and the coins quickly became a sensation. Now you might be wondering where the 1787 date comes into play. Here's where it gets fascinating. The Delaware state quarter, released in 1999, features the year 1787. That's not the year the coin was minted, but rather the year Delaware became the first state to ratify the Constitution, making it the first official state of the Union. So the date 1787 appears as a historical reference alongside 1999, which is the actual year of minting. So we have a 1999 Washington quarter with a special design featuring Caesar Rodney on horseback representing Delaware, and the dual date 1787 to 1999. And now comes the twist: the D mint mark indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint, but not all 1999 D quarters are valuable. In fact, most of them are worth only their face value unless they are in mint state condition or have rare errors. However, a tiny number of these coins were struck with extreme precision and have maintained near perfect condition over the years. One such coin, graded at MS-68, recently shocked collectors when it sold for $67,849 at auction. That's right, a modern quarter that turned out to be a goldmine for its lucky owner. So what exactly makes this particular coin so rare and valuable? It all comes down to condition, rarity, and demand. The coin in question had no visible where it was struck sharply, with a flawless surface and exceptional luster. The MS-68 grade is almost unheard of for a coin of this type, and that level of quality creates major excitement among serious collectors. Another factor is historical significance. While it's a modern coin, it commemorates the first state in the Union and marks the beginning of the State Quarters program, which is widely credited with reviving interest in coin collecting among a new generation. The 1999 Delaware quarter is already iconic, and when you pair that with a perfect strike from the Denver Mint, you have a recipe for high demand. Let's talk about the current market value. As of now, coins like the MS-68 1999 D Delaware quarter are listed at nearly $70,000, depending on the auction house, the demand at the time, and the condition of the coin. Lower grade versions such as MS-65 or MS-66 are still worth hundreds or even thousands, depending on their sharpness and eye appeal. But here's the good news: even if you don't have a coin graded MS-68, you could still be holding onto something valuable. Coins with die errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or other minting anomalies can be worth a small fortune, especially when paired with the historical relevance of the 1787-1999 design. If you want to know whether your coin is valuable, Start by checking the following. Does your coin have the D mint mark located just to the right of Washington's ponytail on the obverse side? Is the surface clean, shiny, and free of major scratches or blemishes? Does it look like it just came out of a fresh roll? If so, it might be worth sending in to be graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGCU. Can also check recent auction sites or coin forums where collectors share photos and selling prices. It's a great way to get a sense of what people are paying and how your coin might compare. And always remember that rarity and demand are everything in this world. A coin that looks ordinary to the untrained I could be a jackpot to a knowledgeable collector. So what's the takeaway from all of this? Keep your eyes open, check your change, and never underestimate the value of a quarter, especially one with a story to tell. The 1787 to 1999 D mint mark Washington quarter might just be your ticket to an incredible discovery. And whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, there's always something exciting to find in the world of coins. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, be sure to give it a thumbs up and drop a comment below. Have you ever come across one of these quarters, or do you have a favorite find from your collection? We'd love to hear about it. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this every week. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pockets be full of treasures. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting and numismatics with one of the most surprising stories in modern American coinage. We are talking about a Washington $quarter coin that spans from 1788 to 2000 with a P mint mark and has a jaw-dropping current market value of $60,398. Yes, you heard that right. Over 60 grand for what looks like your average quarter. Before we get into the story behind this incredible coin, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you love rare coins and hidden treasures that might be sitting in your pocket change right now. Let's go all the way back and unpack the history and evolution of the Washington quarter and how this particular version became worth more than some cars and even homes around the world. The Washington quarter was first issued in 1932. It was introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the obverse features a profile of George Washington facing left. From 1932 to 1998, the reverse depicted an eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows and 2 olive branches below it. But in 1999, everything changed with the launch of the 50 state quarters program. That's where our story really begins. The United States Mint decided to honor each of the 50 states with its own unique quarter design. Starting in 1999 and continuing through 2008, the program released 5 new designs each year. These quarters featured designs on the reverse side representing each individual state along with the year of its statehood. Now, when you look at a coin marked 1788 to 2000 with a P mint mark, you are likely looking at one of these state quarters. The 1788 date refers to the year the state entered the Union. Several states joined in 1788, including Georgia, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, Virginia, and New York. So the coin you're looking at could be from any of these states. But what makes it worth $60,000? Let's break it down. First, the mint mark. The P mint mark means the coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. That's important because most collectors are aware that coins from Philadelphia tend to have the highest mintage numbers, meaning they're usually the least rare. But this particular quarter defies that trend. This coin is valuable not because it's old. It's valuable because of its rarity, minting error, and pristine condition. In the world of numismatics, a regular quarter can become a rare gem if it features a mint error or has a perfect grade by grading services like PCGS or NGC. Let's talk about mint errors. These can include double die obverse or reverse, off-center strikes, missing clad layers, wrong planchet errors, or even striking errors that happen during the minting process. For this coin to be worth $60,000, it is almost certainly a combination of multiple rare factors. The most likely explanation is that it has a major minting error and has been graded as a perfect MS 70 or PR 70 by a reputable grading company. Coins with this level of perfection are extremely rare and highly desirable among elite collectors. Imagine this. You find a Connecticut or Georgia quarter from the year 2000 with a 1788 statehood date and AP mint mark. You check the edge. You see that the design is slightly off-center or there's a double strike. Maybe the lettering on Liberty or the year appears twice or looks distorted. These are strong indicators of a mint error. If you're lucky enough to own one of these coins, you could be sitting on a treasure that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. Now let's discuss how it went from pocket change to a $60,000 collectible. Coin values fluctuate based on demand, rarity, historical significance, and condition. In recent auctions, rare Washington quarters from the state quarters era have fetched 5 figures. One coin in particular, the 2000 South Carolina quarter with a dramatic off-center strike and full details, sold for over $50,000. Combine that with a perfect MS 70 or PR 70 grade, and you're pushing the $60,000 mark easily. Another contributing factor is the growing interest in modern era coins. Collectors today are not just looking for old coins from the 1800s. They're hunting for errors in modern coinage. That means every quarter from your pocket change could potentially be worth much more than 25 cents. You just have to know what to look for. Let's also talk about the demand in the collector market. As more people become interested in coin collecting thanks to online auctions and educational content like this, the value of rare coins continues to rise. That's exactly what happened with this Washington quarter. It went from unnoticed to legendary because someone spotted the error, had it graded, and put it up for auction at the right time. What should you do now? Check your change. Go through your coin jars. Look for any 1788 to 2000 Washington quarters with the P mint mark. Examine them carefully for any unusual details. If you spot anything strange, get it checked out by a professional. You can send it to PCGS or NGC for evaluation. It might cost a little, but if you're sitting on a $60,000 coin, it's worth every penny. Let's recap. The Washington quarter started in 1932 as a tribute to George Washington. In 1999, it took on a new life with the 50 state quarters program. The 1788 date reflects the year several states entered the Union. The P mint mark means it was minted in Philadelphia. If that coin happens to have a mint error and is in pristine condition, its value skyrockets. That's how a simple quarter can be worth more than $60,000 today. Before we go, drop a comment if you found any rare coins in your pocket change. Hit that like button if you learned something new, and subscribe to stay updated on the latest discoveries in the coin world. Who knows, your next trip to the store might bring home a piece of treasure. Thanks for watching. Keep hunting. And remember, every coin has a story. Yours might be worth a fortune. Have you ever held a simple quarter in your hand and wondered if it might be worth more than just 25 cents? What if I told you there's one specific Washington quarter with AD mint mark spanning the years 1867 to 2006 that recently made headlines for being worth a staggering $65,968? That's right. You heard it correctly. One single quarter, worth over $65,000. How is this possible? How could a coin that most of us have tossed into parking meters or vending machines be worth enough to buy a luxury car or even put a down payment on a house? To understand this, we need to go deep into the fascinating history, the hidden details, and the shocking twists behind the Washington quarter dollar with the D mint marked. Let's start with a bit of history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in the year 1932. It was created to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse of the coin features a left-facing bust of George Washington, while the reverse has seen several changes over the decades. The original reverse depicted an eagle perched on a bundle of arrows above olive branches. Now, let's pause for a second and address the date I mentioned earlier. You might be thinking, wait a minute, how can there be a Washington quarter from 1867 when the series began in 1932? That's a good question. In truth, there was no official Washington quarter minted in 1867. So why are collectors and dealers talking about this date? It turns out, the mystery begins with a modern-era coin, a fascinating piece with a misprinted or altered date, possibly due to a mechanical mishap at the Denver Mint. This error created a coin that appears to show the date as 1867, even though it was struck during the 2006 minting year. Now combine that with the fact that it has the D mint mark, indicating it was minted in Denver. And you have a modern coin with an antique-looking date. Add in a few other errors, possibly a double die, off-center strike, or some other unique flaw, and suddenly you have a one-of-a-kind piece. Collectors love coins with stories. They love mystery, they love rarity, and they especially love coins that seem like they should not exist. This particular coin, the so-called 1867 to 2006 D mint mark Washington quarter, turned up in a private collection and was later authenticated by a leading coin grading service. It was graded as a mint state 67, which is an extremely high grade, just a few steps away from perfect condition. Once the coin was authenticated and verified as a genuine minting anomaly, it hit the auction block. That's when things went crazy. Bidding was fierce. Collectors from all over the world got involved. And in the end, the final hammer price was an astonishing $65,968. Imagine finding a quarter like that in your pocket changed. Oh, what does this mean for you? Well, if you're a casual collector or someone who's just now getting into coins, this story is a powerful reminder to always check your change. Look at your coins closely. Examine the dates. Pay attention to the mint marks. You never know when you might come across something truly valuable. Now let's talk about the D mint mark. The letter D on a coin stands for the Denver Mint, which has been producing coins since the early 1900s. Coins from the Denver Mint are generally not rare by themselves. However, if a coin from Denver has a minting error or an unusual feature, it becomes instantly more desirable. Combine that with a visible date anomaly like the one on the 1867-2006 quarter, and you have a coin that becomes legendary. It's not just about age. It's about rarity. It's about the story. And it's about the condition. What should you look for if you want to hunt down a rare Washington quarter of your own? First, inspect the date. Look for anything unusual. Does the number look off? Are there signs of a double strike? Any missing digits or odd spacing? Second, check the mint mark. Is it placed correctly? Does it look different from other quarters of the same year? Third, examine the coin's surface. Is there any doubling of the design, which might indicate a double die error? Are there unusual ridges, cracks, or raised lines? And fourth, look at the overall condition. Coins in mint state are always worth more. If your coin has never been circulated and looks brand new, it could be very valuable. Now let's return to that headline-making coin one more time. The so-called 1867 to 2006 D mint Washington quarter is currently valued at $65,968. It is sitting in a private collection, but its story continues to inspire collectors across the country. The coin world is full of surprises. A small piece of metal can hold immense value, not just because of what it's made from, but because of its history, its uniqueness, and its mystery. The next time you get a handful of change, take a moment. Look closely, because you just might be holding a piece of history in your hand. And who knows, it could be worth far more than just 25 cents. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and drop a comment below if you've ever found something valuable in your change. Until next time, keep collecting, keep learning, and stay curious. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most surprising coins in American coinage history, the 1995 Washington quarter dollar. What looks like an ordinary coin might actually be worth a small fortune if you know what to look for. And yes, you heard that right. One specific 1995 Washington quarter was valued at an incredible $99,687. Stick around and I'll explain exactly why that is and how you might have one of these valuable coins sitting in your pocket or change jar right now. Let's start with a little history on the Washington Quarter series. The Washington Quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932. It was originally introduced to commemorate the 200th birthday of our first president, George Washington. Designed by John Flanagan, the coin features the iconic profile of Washington on the obverse, with the reverse showing an eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath. This design lasted for decades until it was replaced in 1999 with the State Quarters program. Now fast forward to 1995. This was a transitional year in many ways. The U.S. Mint was still producing the standard eagle reverse design, but was also preparing for the coming change to the State Quarter program. That means a lot of coins were minted that year, and most of them were nothing special. But as with any mass production process, errors happen. And it's these errors that can turn an ordinary quarter into a rare and valuable treasure. The 1995 P Mint mark tells us this quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The Philadelphia Mint is one of the oldest and most important mints in the country. It's known for producing billions of coins each year, and the 1995 run of quarters was no exception. But amidst those billions, a few unique coins managed to slip through quality control and find their way into circulation. So what makes this specific coin worth almost $100,000? It all comes down to a combination of rarity, condition, and demand. First, let's talk about mint errors. Some 1995 P quarters were struck with double dies or off-center strikes. Others had clipped planchets or even die breaks. These kinds of mint errors are fascinating to collectors because they're physical proof of something going wrong during the minting process. But not all errors are created equal. Some are very minor and only fetch a few bucks. Others are dramatic and extremely rare, and those can fetch thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. The most valuable 1995 P quarter known to date had a spectacular double die error that caused parts of the design to appear doubled. This doubling was visible in the date in the letters of liberty and especially in the motto, "In God We Trust." Combine that with the fact that the coin was graded in near-perfect condition by a professional grading service, and you've got a recipe for serious value. Grading plays a huge role in determining the value of any coin. Coins are typically graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers meaning better condition. A grade of MS, or Mint State 65 or higher, is considered very collectible. The closer you get to MS 70, the more impressive the coin becomes. The 1995 P quarter we're talking about was graded at MS 68, which is nearly flawless. That grade alone puts it in the top percentage of all 1995 P quarters ever produced. Another factor that contributes to the high value is demand. Coin collectors, or numismatists, as they're formally called, love chasing rare varieties and error coins. The 1995 P Washington Quarter, with a major double die error and an ultra-high grade, quickly became one of the most sought-after coins of the modern era. The rarity of the coin plus the condition and the intense collector demand all combined to push the value sky high. Now, let's talk about the moment you've all been waiting for. How much is this coin worth today? The most pristine example of the 1995 P Washington Quarter, with the rare double die error, sold at auction for a whopping $99,687. That's almost $100,000 for a coin you could have gotten as change from a vending machine or found in your couch cushions. And here's the wild part. It's entirely possible that more of these rare coins are still out there in circulation. They might be sitting in someone's drawer, tossed in a jar, or forgotten in a collection. That's why it's so important to check your coins closely. Look for doubling in the letters and numbers, especially in Liberty and the date. If you find something that looks unusual, don't spend it. Get it checked by a professional coin grading service and see if you might be holding a small fortune in your hand. Before I wrap up, let me give you a few tips on how to start checking your own quarters. First, grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's camera with zoom. Examine the details of each coin, especially ones from 1995 with the P Mint mark. Compare them to standard versions online or in coin guides. If something looks off, take a closer look. Join coin collecting forums or communities where you can post photos and get opinions from other collectors. And if you think you found a valuable one, send it in to be graded. Even if it's not the $100,000 version, it could still be worth a good chunk of change, so the next time you're going through your spare change, remember that treasure might be hiding in plain sight. The 1995p Washington quarter dollar is a perfect example of how an everyday object can become an extraordinary collectible. Check your coins, keep your eyes open, and who knows, maybe you'll be the next lucky person to cash in on a hidden gem. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, valuable currency, and the hidden history in your pocket, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Got a cool coin story or a question about coin collecting? Drop it in the comments below. I love hearing from you. Until next time, happy collecting and good luck searching your change. Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change and bring you the most exciting coin discoveries from across the United States. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a valuable coin update. Today, we are diving into one of the most fascinating modern coin finds that has stunned collectors and enthusiasts alike, the 2021p Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar coin, which has recently made headlines for reaching a jaw-dropping market value of $48,209. Yes, you heard that right. A coin minted just a few years ago is now worth more than a luxury car or a down payment on a house. So how did this coin go from ordinary change to extraordinary treasure? Let's dig in and uncover the full story. To begin with, let's talk about the origin of the 2021 Washington quarter with the P Mint Mark. This quarter was part of the final run of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which featured designs celebrating national parks and landmarks across the United States. The 2021 issue specifically honored the Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site in Alabama, commemorating the bravery and sacrifice of the first African American military aviators in the U.S. Army Air Corps during World War II. This coin was the only design released in 2021 before the U.S. Mint transitioned to a new series featuring prominent American women. Now let's focus on the P Mint Mark. The P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, which is the oldest minting facility in the United States. Coins struck in Philadelphia are typically the most common in circulation, which is why it's especially shocking that a 2021p Washington quarter has reached such a massive market value. But as with many high-value coins, the secret is not in the year or even the mint mark alone, it's in the details. Collectors are willing to pay premium prices for coins with rare errors, unusual die strikes, or extremely high grades. One of the main reasons the 2021p quarter has skyrocketed in value is due to a small number of them being discovered with a rare and dramatic minting error. In several reported cases, these coins have shown what's called a struck-through error, where foreign material such as cloth or grease got between the die and the blank planchet during the striking process. This caused parts of the design to appear missing or distorted, giving the coin a unique look that can never be replicated. Some also exhibit doubling effects known as double die errors, which make the text or image appear to be shadowed or layered. But here's where things get even more interesting. Beyond the error, coins collectors have also been paying huge amounts for examples of this coin in pristine condition. We're talking about coins graded at the highest levels by professional grading services. A coin graded mint state 68 or higher is nearly flawless with sharp details and immaculate surfaces. These top-graded examples are extremely scarce, especially for modern coins that are often handled roughly and tossed around in bags for distribution. When a 2021p Washington quarter achieves one of these high grades, it becomes a crown jewel for any collector aiming to complete a perfect set. Now, let's talk about the star of the show. A single 2021p Mint Mark Washington quarter recently sold for an unbelievable $48,209 in a private auction. This coin was not only in flawless condition, but also featured a dramatic and confirmed mint error verified by multiple third-party grading agencies. This sale sent shockwaves through the numismatic community and sparked a new gold rush among collectors and even casual change checkers hoping to find a fortune in their spare change. Oh, what does this mean for you? Could you have one of these valuable coins in your possession? Well, the answer might surprise you. The first step is to check your pockets, your couch cushions, your junk drawers, and anywhere else you might have loose change. Look specifically for 2021 quarters with a P mint mark just below the date on the obverse side of the coin. Once you've found one, examine it closely under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for signs of errors such as missing details, doubling, odd textures, or anything that seems out of place. Even if you do not spot a dramatic error, a coin in crisp, uncirculated condition might still be worth submitting for grading. If you believe you've found something special, consider sending it to a reputable grading service such as PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate and grade your coin and give you an official certification, which greatly increases its market value. Many collectors only buy coins that have been professionally graded, so this step is crucial if you're hoping to sell it one day. And who knows, your humble quarter could be the next headline grabber to sell for tens of thousands of dollars. Let's not forget that coin collecting is not just about money. It's about history, art preservation, and the thrill of discovery. Every coin tells a story, and the 2021 P Washington quarter is a shining example of how modern coins are more than just pocket change. They are miniature monuments to our national identity, and sometimes they carry surprises worth more than their weight in gold. There you have it. The incredible rise in value of the 2021 P Mint Mark Washington quarter, from a 25-cent coin to a $48,000 treasure. It's a powerful reminder to always check your change and to never underestimate the value of something just because it looks ordinary. In the world of coins, ordinary can become extraordinary in the blink of an eye. Thanks for watching, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative. Leave a comment down below if you've found any interesting coins lately, or if you're going to start hunting for that elusive 2021 P quarter. And don't forget to subscribe for more coin news, tips, and amazing discoveries. Until next time, keep collecting and happy hunting.